All right, good morning, everybody. All right, we just got the latest fishing report in. So let's see what we can catch here in southeast Oregon in Klamath Falls County. So let's look at winter steelhead doing really well, spread throughout most of the basins of Oregon, including this one. Fishing conditions vary, so be sure to check the zone reports for an update on where you plan to fish. So the best spot for trout is really the lower elevation lakes that don't freeze, which is tough to find in Oregon, by the way. But there's a few unfrozen lakes, I guess, and these are the ones that were heavily stocked during the year. So there are big trout out there. They are catching it through the ice as well. So we'll keep an eye out for it. Rocky Point up here in north part of Upper Klamath, good spot for it. So it's no ice there, I don't think. Several recent reports suggest ice fishing has been very good in some locations. You've seen me go ice fishing last Friday at the Lake of the Woods. Didn't catch anything, but doesn't mean that they weren't there because the resort said that people were catching fish, including trout. So now my best bet is Gerber Reservoir. So Willow Valley, another great spot. So I'm going to try that out. So you'll see an update on Willow Valley. Hopefully I'll catch some bass through the ice, which would be awesome. Use some Ned rigs from Rabbit Baits. Some early season trout stocking has been begun in the Willamette Valley. Check and see if anybody's chimed in. Check the water body updates for those locations. Trout anglers who prefer moving water would focus on rivers that are open year-round and fish throughout the winter, which, by the way, the Williamsons and the Wood are closed. Unless you're an Indian, what do you call it? An indigenous race to California. So if you are, then it's never closed to you, which is like awesome. I need to take a test. Maybe I got a little bit in me. I don't know, because I want to go there. Likely suspects include the lower Duché, Crooked, Metolius, Fall, Blitzen, Chewaucan, and Wallowa rivers. Be very careful when you go out onto the ice. We do have thick ice right now because we've had great cold weather lately. Lake of the Woods is about 8 inches of ice, although stay around the perimeter area because there are some open water spots out in the middle of the lake. So you want to go out there too far, but they are running snowmobiles on the lake, so it's actually pretty thick. Gerber Lake is still very good. Remember too that with all the different temperatures that we've had, cold, warm, although we've not been really warm, you will hear some of the ice cracking and break underneath you. Some of it may be rotten, so make sure that you test the ice while you're walking out there. Wear your PFDs just in case. Bring a dry bag with dry clothes just in case, and always go out there with a buddy. That would be just really smart. So you can go by yourself, but go out there with a buddy. It seems smarter to do. We're catching a lot of stuff through with just pieces of night crawlers. So we're catching a lot of stuff through the ice with night crawlers. And just tear off a piece, put it on a jig, drop it down, and you're good to go. Mealworms work really good too, but the night crawler is just bigger and juicier, and I don't know, it just seems to be working. We usually drop our lines all the way down to the bottom, reel it up a few feet, and let the fish find it. Typically, you want to find spots that are about 15 to 35 feet deep, maybe deeper. That's up to you if you can find a lake that deep around here. But don't go shallow, because shallows, that's just not where they're at right now. So you'll find crappie suspended. Use a fish finder if you got one. If you got like the Striker 4 that I've got, they have an A mode to, hey bud, A-scope. And I haven't tried that yet because the flasher didn't work very well for me. So I'm going to use the A-scope, which is a down scope on it, and that should work really, really well for me. So we're tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get out there and do some fishing. Got some beautiful skies right now. It's got a lot of snow on the ground from yesterday's storms, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe. As for near my house, the Iowana Lake is not frozen, and so you can actually get out there. The Link River is flowing in connecting the Upper Klamath to Iowana, and there's good fishing there. Lost a lot of stuff there, though. It's real shallow, a lot of rocks, so I'm gonna have to just stick with flies and let them float. I did show on my Link River video my how to fish with flies with spinning gear. So basically you take a slip bobber, put it up there about 4 feet from the end, tie on a fly, and do that. I'm in the middle of converting all of my, I think you should change your name to Not So Terrible at Fishing. Well, I was terrible at fishing. You look at my emails, terrible at fishing 2019. So, but yeah, I've gotten a lot better. And for those people that are still terrible at fishing, honestly, you just gotta own it. You just gotta own it. And if you're bad, yeah, just be bad. And so I mean, it's all about having fun. Tournaments start next month. You're going to see me in tournaments, and there's I think in February, March, something like that. I think I put in my last video where the tournament schedule. So I'll be out there with kayak bass fishing tournaments. That's exciting. Never done it before. This is my rookie year, so hopefully I'll place, and catch something. I don't know, maybe. And if not, I'll still have a great time out there. Still have a good time. Hopefully I'll find somebody locally that will carpool with me to some of these locations, because some of them are pretty far away, typically about 4 or 5 hours. I live in the very, very southern portion of Oregon, and so the Kayak Fishing Northwest tour is Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. So I'm about as far away as you can get. I do want to do Shasta. We do have a tournament in Shasta, so I would like to do that, although everybody there owns boats. I own a kayak, so one of the guys said he'll tow me. He's getting towed in a tournament. Hey, if it works, there's nothing against towing. So anyway, this is going to be a really fun year. It's going to be a really fun year. I got some exciting videos coming up. I got great tournaments coming up. Having kastking sponsor me is awesome. They're fantastic, and hopefully we can do more with kastking in the Pacific Northwest. So by doing that, we can hopefully get more of an involvement, so people can see kastking. I mean, this new reel that I got, that I just put fluorocarbon on. This is a Crixus Armor X. This thing's got an aluminum frame on it, aircraft aluminum frame in it. And it's only 6.8 ounces. It's actually a pretty light reel. It's lighter than that of the all graphite ones. Really small too. Fits nicely in my palm. So I'm really looking forward to getting this out there. And this is going to be a beast of a reel. So I'm going to thread my other one, my Spartacus Plus, with the same fluorocarbon, and we're just gonna go out there with fluorocarbon this year and just see what we can do. I mean, I've never fished fluorocarbon, so monofilament, fluoro mono, it's coated, but I've never done pure fluorocarbon. So this will be a new thing. You might see some UFOs near Shasta. Maybe, I don't know. And everybody's pretty high over there, so they're probably, it's like, now that marijuana is legal. I went to get some food yesterday And these people are like smoking reefer in their car right outside the taco joint. It's like, man, I haven't smelled reefer in ages. I mean, since college. So, people are, yeah, they're going to drive real slow because I remember college. That's a hot spot for UFOs over at Shasta, huh? Well, that's because everybody's wasted. That's why they don't know what they're seeing. So, let's see what is anything else here on this fishing report. There's hunting stuff, but oh, one more thing too. If you get a multiple, a 2-pole license, when you're ice fishing, you can use 5. So if you got a multi-pole license, you can use 5 poles while you're ice fishing, which is pretty nice. Although I have a hard time staying near my one spot. So the ice, I mean, it was 2 feet of snow on top of the lake Friday, and I was just trudging through the snow, and took a lot out of me. That's why I have to do it with a buddy. So it's my lungs. So we're still getting the doctors figuring that out. So, all right. Well, I'll let you go. I did send, I think, Funk, it was you that I'm sending over to your boy. Is it you that is it your boy that was starting his own tackle box? I can't remember if it was your boy or somebody else's boy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Frankie. Awesome. Anyway, I just got my stamps and went to the post office yesterday, so it's in the mail. Frankie's got his box coming to him in the mail. Nothing fancy, but these are simple lures and stuff. I even put a jig with a plastic on it all rigged up for him. So I know that you wanted it sort of pre-rigged for him, and that really should catch some fish. Actually, all those little things in there, I mean, some of them are older, but they work. So Frankie's package is on its way. So I sent it out yesterday at the post office. So it's a little box. So hopefully he'll appreciate it. And you got to definitely get me, some pictures. Oh, you're welcome. Give me some pictures of Frankie catching some fish. I mean, there is nothing more enjoyable than watching children catch fish. So, yeah, just the replacement blades are like 30, 40. Yeah, you're right about those. Yeah, definitely. I really appreciate it because I'm just tickled pink actually about sending that off to him. And so I still haven't got last week's winner. I still have this. I mean, he hasn't claimed it yet. He hasn't sent me his address. So right now I'm caught up on everybody. I'm sending prizes out. So in the next week, everybody should be getting their prizes and baits and stuff. So it should be fun to see what people are catching. I mean, if it's not frozen, you got pre-spawn going right now, and the bass are got to be really big. So I'm really wanting to catch some pre-spawn bass. But I talked to my buddy down in Southern California. I talked to my buddy in Southern California yesterday. He's not catching much, but then in Southern California is tough lakes to catch a lot of bass. I mean, you can catch them, and their trouts are small. I mean, they put farm trouts under 12 inches out there, and they pretty much put the thousands of pounds of farm trout in these lakes for the stripers. So I mean, that's really, basically it's food for the striped bass, which is fun. And if you got a boat and you're chasing boils, that's a lot of fun. You just toss your line inside of in the middle of the boil and start pulling out and hooking some really large striped bass. That's actually the most fun thing in Southern California. So anyway, say hi to Frankie for me, buddy. And I did get my Livingston. It's right here. Bam. There's my Livingston. And it's a topwater, which is, I love walking baits. They're my favorite. And this one's got the little emitter on it. So EBS. So yeah, it looks really nice. I like the feather on it too, which is great. Gives it a little bit more action. This, if indeed this works, in my favorite spots, this thing's going to hook some whoppers. If it doesn't work, it's still going to hook some whoppers because the lakes I go to love walking baits. And walking baits are the best. They really are. I mean, this is really cool. So we'll see. Thank you, by the way, for that. That came from you guys. So I really appreciated the little tip that you gave me. So that's very cool. Anyway, say hi to Frankie for me. And give him my best when that box gets to him. I put a little note, I think, inside it too for him. So anyway, you take care. And there.